Hi guys, so those Bleach shirts are really popular and I've seen them across a couple groups and I thought they look really neat. I want to try that. So, this is my attempt at one of the Bleach shirts. I'll let you know that it was somewhat of a fail, but I think it came out in the end. So, here I am searching for a sunflower. I'm going to speed some of this up because you don't need to watch me sitting here figuring out which sunflower I like best. I will say that I did run this through because otherwise we would be here for 100 years if I did it for the first time running it through, because nobody needs to see me figure out what font I want to use. I mean we'd be here for 72 hours or longer. So yes, here I am picking a sunflower. I just got this one from Access. Luckily, I was given the gift of Access from the Cricut CEO. Long story. Maybe I'll post that in the end. But here's a sunflower. And what I did was I welded this entire sunflower together. And then I went to Shapes and I took a square. I unlocked it. All you do is click on it, and then you can make the square bigger or smaller or out a square. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut the sunflower in half. You can kind of see me trying to make it a little bit perfect. Then I'm going to highlight everything. Over here on the right, you can see that both are highlighted. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to hit slice. And that slices everything out. So you see a little bit of the half petal and the half sunflower. Now I'm going to take the circle and I'm going to get rid of these other petals right here and do the same thing where I drag what I don't want. I go down there and I hit slice, and then it can be taken out of the picture. Okay, so now we're going to the font. Oh, I'll also say that it took me a really long time to come up with a cute little quote for this sunflower also. That would have taken us another 74 hours. But here I am typing out the little saying that I actually finally agreed on, which was, "You were made to shine." And I'm going to go and I'm going to use the Buttercup font. If you're curious, I believe I got this font probably from dafont.com, but I'm not 100% sure. I get fonts everywhere, but dafont.com is usually my go-to place. But what I'm doing is I am making the letters so they'll join together by clicking letter space, and then I am moving line space so it looks a little better, not so big and gappy. And here you will see me making some little changes to the font. I like to ungroup so it makes every letter in this little phrase a single letter. But then I can make it to how I like it. Sometimes I feel like when you do letter space, they're too close together or they're too far together. So ungrouping, I can make the one letter work out a little bit better. As you can see here, the R has a little bit of a line. It's not completely flowy like you would if you were writing this with a pen. Most likely you wouldn't notice, but I notice it on here, so I'm going to try to fix it. As you can see now that I've enlarged a little. And then I am going to highlight it all together and get it all back together. I'm going to just weld it so it's there and we're ready. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I like the half sunflower, half quote, but I feel like I still need some petals on the other side. So I'm going to do some little heart petals. And the really cool thing with this unlock tool is you can just click on the little padlock and then you can make it a long heart, a small heart, a fat heart, a short one. You can do anything. You can transform your heart. And then I'm rotating it just to make it how I like. just random little drops here and there. So as you can see, I'm just adding little hearts. And then once I have what I like, I'm going to click and drag, highlight all of this, and then weld everything together. The hearts, the petals, the little phrase, everything. And then these little access petals over here, I'm just going to delete them. I held on to them just in case I wanted to use those instead of the hearts, but I personally like the hearts better. Okay, so you're going to notice that this picture is a little bit different. One thing that I realized I forgot to do in the original picture was cut out the seeds of the sunflower, which I'm going to be doing. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so you can kind of see me over here making sure that I have them at the right angle or the right distance apart or whatever. You don't have to do that unless you want to. It's kind of a special type of torture. But what I did was I took little circles just from the shapes, made them fairly small, and then added them to the entire welded image of the sunflower center. When I have all of my flower or my seeds where I want them to go, I weld all those circles together. And then I take it over to the center, and then I have the two images, and then I slice them again. So the circles are cut out of the sunflower center. And that is all I did. Real simple, real easy, tedious, and probably if I were doing it again, I would have just put random circles in there rather than making it so uniform, because I think the random circles actually look a little bit better. So I used some old Cricut vinyl I had laying around. I wasn't likely to use it, and I put it on the shirt using transfer tape. And I'm using it as a stencil. And then outside I went with a spray bottle and some straight bleach, and I started spraying away. I did use a paper towel to remove some of the bleach off of the vinyl that just pooled on top, but that's all I did. And I'm sorry that my recording as I'm trying to bleach wasn't the best. I was trying to do it all alone. But here you can see me blotting out some of the bleach on top of the letters. And coming up here, you'll be able to see the outcome. The phrase did not show up hardly at all. The petals came out great, which I like. But I think where I went wrong is that the font was too thin. And the shirt was yellow and light colored. It might show up better on a darker color, because I've seen it where it has shown up really nice on a darker color. So here's what I did. I got some heat transfer vinyl. I cut out the original image, just made sure to mirror, and I put it on my shirt. So it wasn't the original idea I had, but in the end, I do really like this. You can kind of see where I didn't line up the original letters, but that is okay. And in the end, I'm very excited with it. And I plan on wearing it to the Sunflower Festival that's happening in our town in a couple of weeks. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And also, if you notice something that I am doing wrong, or something that you think could be made easier, please let me know. I am not necessarily new to Cricut, but there are things that I could always learn. So again, thank you guys for watching, and happy crafting. Bye!